Hello everyone. So today my presentation will be on marijuana and college student. As you can see, the title is Getting High, a New College Lifestyle. This is because nowadays marijuana is not it is used by everyone, from adolescents to teenagers, to young adults and even adults. So, smoking marijuana has been increasingly popular among college students and young adults, which also contribute to the high rate of asthma and lung diseases as a result. Here's the prevalence substance use in the community. As you can see, alcohol, this is at least 40% of the community has tried alcohol or marijuana, and it's been found that younger and earlier grade adolescents were more likely to be among the low frequency groups, while older and higher grade adolescents were more likely to be among the frequent group. It is because at younger and earlier age, you tend to live most likely you're going to live with your family and you're going to be under control of your parents, so you just want to try it when you have a chance to see how it is, and you don't have that many chances to use this frequently. But as you grow up, you go to college and basically you live independently from your family, it will give you more time and more chance to actually just use the drug more often and become a frequent users, that you don't even notice it. And here, marijuana in California compared to the national statistics. If you take a look at this graph, this is the highest, the darkest color of red is show the highest percentage of marijuana use. And as we can see, it's California, especially the Northern California, the Central Valley, Colorado, a little bit of Oregon and Washington. Alaska is like, boom, it's just, I guess it's just too cold, so people want to get high all the time. But then California is so warm, people get high anyway. Moving on, we have a little bit from the East Coast that they also use marijuana as well. So looking at this whole thing here, we can see that our state, California, and especially the Central Valley, Merced, is like the biggest. California is just one of the few states which has the largest consumption of marijuana beside its legal medical use. And I think that it's not because marijuana is legally used in the state for medical purpose that the people use it a lot. I think it's more like because in California there are some we are like right in the border with Mexico, and we have a lot of drug cartels and a lot of opportunity for all the drugs to come into the United States. That's why it's just an explosion of drug using. And over here I have another graph that other graphs that we use, the distribution of ages and genders on the use of marijuana. So for this graph, it say the percentage of recent marijuana initiates, and we can see that a lot of people start using it at the age of 15, and so at 12, 14, there's like also the percentage is also very high, but on average it's 15 when you start trying to see how it would be like to get high. And over here on this graph is the percentage of population that use marijuana. So female compared to male, females use a little bit less, but is high. But there are some similarities between these three graphs, that the highest age of group age is 20 to 24 when people start using it the most, and this decreases as the age increases. So when you're old, I guess you just don't feel like, you start realizing how bad it is for your health and just stop using it. But like as younger age, like 20, 24, you just want to get high and you just really don't care about the long-term effects and consequences that smoking can bring to you. And I guess that's why the graph showed this way. Disparity. So the disparity over here again emphasize how college students and young adults are the majority of drug abusers in Merced. Why don't we have a majority of smoker that ranging from the age of 40 and above? Why is it so young? And college students and young adults are the one that expected to be very knowledgeable and be able to make a wide decision when it comes down to like saying yes or no to drugs. And yet we have the highest amount of and yet we have the majority of those who abuse drugs that are college student and the young adult. And drug dealers can make the most profit out of college students who are ironically still in need of money for school from their families and the government, whose income, if any, is not near enough to afford living independently. So this makes us think to the point where college students, we're poor. We don't have enough money to just pay for the rent and for the food and for everything by ourselves. We still need help from the family, and yet we spend a lot of it on drugs. Like a lot of us spend a lot of money on drugs, and it just makes no sense to me whatsoever. I don't know why you guys have to spend that much money when you can just save money for that many things that we have to worry about for the future. Leading to the 3 levels of stakeholders. So we have individual, organization, and community. Individual, as we all know by now, is that the age group of 18 to 25 is the most likely group to try and become frequent users of marijuana, with peer pressure playing the #1 leading cause. Peer pressure over here is, I think, is one of the most important factor that explain why teenagers and young adults and college students they're trying to try the drugs. Because if you go to a party and you're trying to and your friends are smoking weed and getting high, and they ask you, oh come on, just do it, just try it once, marijuana is not addicted anyway, and so you start trying it and you just want to fit in. There's nothing wrong with trying to fit in with a group, but being able to distinguish what is right or wrong, or what to do, and to see if the consequences of the decision that you make right now, how would that affect your future, would be a biggest problem that I think that a lot of young adults right now, they don't really think about that when they go to a party. They think it's just for fun. They don't take it seriously, and to the point when they become a frequent marijuana user and they just can't get off it. It's gonna be it's gonna affect the health, and it might just leading to like a bunch of other sad things that for example, if you get high and you drive a car, you may get an car accident, or if you smoke marijuana, because we know that 1 joint of marijuana equal to 5 cigarettes. So that can already tell you how marijuana can affect your lung and other respiratory diseases. And the second one is organization. So where do college students get the drug from? They get it from illegal drug dealers, and there are those who that usually the drug come from Mexico, according to how I learned it in my alcohol, drugs, and behavior class. So drug dealers are the biggest problem that we have in the community, and they are apparently appear a lot in Merced, and it's very easy to get drugs. So that's why moving on to the community in Merced. It is as easy to get drugs as driving 3 miles away from campus. For example, I have seen my friends get drugs at Promenade, where we have all the Starbucks and Wingstop and the place where all the college students hang out. Marijuana doesn't seem illegal in the county as everyone talks about it so freely, making smoking marijuana sound more like a daily habit that many college students would do, whether or not they know the harmful long-term effects of the plant. So that's why there must be something wrong with our community, and something that make drug is so easy to reach, and why is it anywhere else? Why is it in Merced, and why is it in the Central Valley? There must be an explanation for that, because we don't, like the city authority don't tighten the grip enough over like drug dealers or drug selling, or maybe because when we have a University of California over here, it's just make it very easy for all the drug it's to become like a attraction to the drug dealers and say, hey, this is like the perfect opportunity for us to for our illegal business to flourish, and they just come over here and they try to sell drugs. And that's why at Mercy Hospital, one of the nurses just told me that Merced is the drug capital or the meth capital. Moving on to the next slide. So over here I have a case control study. The study of 533 cases of asthma reported in 2002, comprising of 78% of all asthma deaths under age 65 in 7 regions of Great Britain from 1994 to 1998. And the result found that 85% of all cases have psychological problems, one of which was drug abuse. And the next one is a cohort study, a statewide secondary school sample of 1,601 students aged 14 to 15 were followed for 7 years. 60% of participants had used cannabis by the age of 20. 7% were daily users at that point. And the results show that young women was associated with fivefold increase in the risk of having depression and anxiety. More frequent cannabis use in teenagers predicted an approximately twofold increase in risk for later depression and anxiety after adjustment for potential baseline confounders. And just a little bit closing for that. So we can see that marijuana is basically the cause for a lot of lung disease such as asthma, and it affects us mentally as well, because this will make it will increase the chance we're gonna get depression and anxiety, and it just destroy our natural personality, our natural ability to deal with stressful situation. And so every time a student gets stressed, he or she can just go ahead and get high, and thinking that's the best way for them to get rid of a situation temporarily, and then after that when they come back, they just don't know how to deal with it and keep getting high, and that will be inversely proportionate to their life quality, for their quality of life. And so for the closing statement, I just want to say that smoking marijuana will not seem to stop anytime soon. How do I know? Because I'm a college student myself, and it still happens every day. And despite all of the warning and statistics showing the harmful side effects, more and more young adults feel the urge to try marijuana under peer pressure today. Merced has especially high rate of illicit drug abuse, and it is not very difficult to find and purchase drugs. The responsible authority of the city needs to take action to control the selling illicit drugs and consider heavier penalties in order to take away the bad reputation that the city has carried due to drug abuse issues. So that's my presentation, and one day we will predict that Superman will also smoke weed, and it's not just for hippies anymore. Thank you for your listening, and I hope you have a good one. Bye.